Welcome back to Just Enough Opinions. We talk about modded Minecraft, and we're not very popular. This is GCat.
Hi, it's me again.
I am Frog. Okay, that was a terrible
Yeah.
intro.
Well, that was better than mine. We'll keep it in, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. So I guess we should address the elephant in the room first. Kriz and Davey aren't here today because, we got some backlash for the topics we discussed outside of modded Minecraft last time. Yeah, we agree with a lot of your feedback, and we are going to restructure the show a little bit this time. Hopefully, this will make the show more comfortable for everybody listening. And yeah, because of the whole restructuring situation, we had to unfortunately part ways with Chris, who didn't really agree with us on where the show was supposed to be going. So he is no longer going to be a permanent host of the show. Sorry, Chris Heads. I know there are a lot of you out there, but yeah, he will no longer be with us here. As for Davey, he is still a permanent host on this podcast. He is currently taking a short mental health break, so he hopefully will be back in a few episodes. But yeah, this time it's just the two of us.
Should I say anything on this?
Yeah, if you
I
want
feel
to.
like I know part of it was a bunch of the edgy jokes that we made. See, by the way, I'm being serious right now. I'm silly a lot of the time, but I'd like to be serious right now because, some people were not comfortable with them to some degree. And part of the thing for me, at least, is that, I'm fine with those, but I know not everybody is. And I don't really want to alienate people that aren't. And so I'm not very good at explaining this.
It's fine. They will understand.
Yeah, well, basically I wanted to take responsibility for my own part in it. And I want to try to be better in that respect because goodness.
Yeah. Well, you know, uh, we are we aren't professional podcasters. That's in the
Oh, yeah.
description of the channel. So, you know, we're learning. It's part of the podcast experience.
Yeah. Hopefully, if we can stick to talking about modded Minecraft, we won't bring up anything that could be too risque, We won't um sorry. I don't know which jokes were good and which ones weren't.
The first
But
episode never happened.
yeah, well,
This was episode.
whatever. We'll get to it later. I still want to be goofy. I just want to make sure I'm not making anybody upset,
Yeah, same.
Anyway.
So modded Minecraft, am I right? What's the deal?
Absolutely, yeah.
With modded Minecraft?
What is the deal with
So I
modded
think
Minecraft?
you said to me before the podcast that you have like one topic prepared, so I guess you should start with that, and then we'll go on my topics, which have a couple.
I said to you before the podcast. Oh my goodness, this is. Sorry, I'm laughing because of there's a possibility that I could put a funny joke here. I don't know how terrible I should be.
I mean, this podcast is 40% shit posts, so
it was 40%
be about 40%. Yeah, about
40% terrible. I know.
Yeah.
See, I haven't actually talked to Kriz about it, but I know one of the funny things is that he likes Lycanites mobs. And so, like,
Yeah, if you said
I
that
don't know
in
if he'd
previous episode.
appreciate it if we said something funny in terms of being like, "Oh, we dropped Kriz because he likes Lycanites mobs too much." But that, I
That was, officially that was one of the reasons.
oh my god, I
Yeah,
I
listen,
I feel like he would find that funny, but again, I probably didn't even need to mention that.
I mean,
Anyway,
okay, here's the thing. We didn't fire Chris because he was bad. We just disagreed with him, right? He wasn't the reason this podcast, the first episode of this podcast, went to shit. He was just part of it, you know.
yeah, I mean the other thing,
Yeah,
I think this is what I
we
wanted
still
to
love
emphasize
Chris.
is that I was the other part of why shit went down. Like I was a piece of this puzzle.
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
we were all like a part of it. I guess
yeah,
each of us was like 25% why 25% of the reason why this podcast went to shit.
yeah. Well, let's try to make it not go to shit. I guess we can just talk about modded Minecraft. Um,
Well, yeah,
yeah. The topic of the pod. Well, I mean, how much percent of it should be
yeah,
modded
start.
Minecraft? If it's 40% shit post, should it be 60% modded Minecraft or like 10% modded Minecraft, 50% crap post, which is
What?
another type of
10,
shit post.
10 plus 50 isn't. It's not
10
100.
plus 50 plus 40 is 100.
Oh, that's fair. Well, I mean, we can shitpost about mod Minecraft. That's also a
Yeah, that's
possibility.
true.
Yeah, so like I don't know, like 85 to 15% mod Minecraft and off topic.
Mm,
Does that sound fun? That sounds
yeah,
fair.
sure. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like modded Minecraft can be a very big shit post, right? It's all
Well, yeah,
shit.
it's
Well, it's
basically
not all
yeah, it's
shit, but it's
basically
all
shit.
post. Editor
True.
Davey, that was terrible. Cut that part out. I don't even know if Davey's gonna
Can you
edit this
still
one.
refer? Yeah, can you still refer to the editor as Davey because he will probably not edit this episode. Editor Kovri or Chicket or Chris or Frog or whoever the fuck is editing this. You know what to do.
Yeah, you don't need
Yeah,
to
we
edit
got
that
like
part out. By the way, that's funny. Anyway,
we got like a lot of requests to edit for us. So hopefully this episode is going to be better edited than the last one.
yeah.
Commenters on YouTube, can you tell us if the editing on this one is better than the last one, or if it's just a shit?
I'm gonna start on modded Minecraft now.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So here is my topic. I feel like it'd be maybe I should save it for some other time in the future when we have more people. Like Dave, you might have a stronger opinion on this,
I
or
mean, we
at
can
least a
discuss it
strong opinion.
later again.
What?
We can expand upon it in a future episode. That's
True.
that's the thing we can do. Yeah.
Anyway, here's the question. So the question is, how do you feel about biome mods?
Biomes,
Yeah, biome mods.
like the ones which like have uh somewhat explicit imagery about like bio stuff,
But what?
or just like I was thinking like the fucking what was the mod like
Are
where
you
you
talking about
like
biomancy?
there was yeah biomancy, yeah, that mod.
Biomancy is well, there isn't
That was
really
the
shit.
first
There's
like
nutrient paste in biomancy, but there's no shit as far as I know it.
there's no shit, yeah, but I wasn't talking about shit, I was just talking about like skin and stuff.
Skins?
Well, you know, the kind of the textures in that mod are kind of
Oh yeah, they're
kind
fleshy
of
and goopy and
yeah,
gross. It's great. I
definitely
love
yeah,
biomancy.
yeah,
But
good mod.
no, I was
I
not
haven't
talking
played
about
with it.
biomancy.
Alright, what were you talking about? Like Botania? That's a biomod.
No, not bio mods. Biome mods.
Ah, biome. Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Biomes
biome.
Plenty. And what was the other
Sure.
one
Yeah,
from a
I
long
see.
time ago?
Oh, the biome still go.
Well, that one's more
That's
of
the
a
second
recent
big
one.
mod. Fuck.
I feel like back
There are
in
a lot of
like
them.
1.7 or 1.12, there were like two big ones. One of them was Biomes of Plenty. I'm not entirely
I
sure.
think so. Yeah, there was some mod. Can someone in chat like remind us of the name of that second popular bio mod in 1%?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Anyway,
poll the identity of two people here. Maybe one of them knows.
oh my goodness. Anyway, how do you?
Yeah, well, biomes. If they are not M creator, then I'm in favor of them. If they are M creator, then I'm not in favor of them.
Oh yeah.
Simple.
Well, I feel like in general there are reasons to not be in favor of M creator anything.
Well, yeah, we discussed that last episode. Don't watch the last episode. It's shit, but
Yeah, we can have an M creator redux episode in which we also talk about the ways M creators killed our family. But maybe
sure.
maybe I.
The second
Oh
M creator episode.
yeah, M creator episode
Anyway,
2. We can, instead of having guests on every other week, we can do it
yeah,
one
we do
week.
like M
We have a regular
creator.
topic, and the next
We
week we go
alternate,
bash
yeah,
M creator again.
about M creator. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. By the way, yeah, that episode which we referenced in the last episode with the guest, it's not happening. Well, maybe it's happening in the future, but it's postponed to some date which we haven't set yet. But by the way, but next time we are going to have a guest on, but it's going to be another guest. So yeah, very exciting.
Now, it's not just for the success of the podcast, but in particular, making sure the guests are comfortable is also something that we were thinking about. So, in terms of like the jokes we made and stuff. But again, let's go back to biome mods.
Anyway, yep.
So you
well,
like biome mods.
I like biome mods. I can't really think of any bad biome mod that isn't M creator.
I hate biome mods. Fuck biome mod. No, I'm fine with biome mods, but I prefer having less biomes. I prefer if I have a biome mod, I want it to be like a small biome mod like autumnity where it only adds like one biome. Cause
I guess that makes sense. Because like if a biome mod adds a lot of biomes, then they are going to be the same between multiple packs, and that will kind of get stale really quick with players. Whereas if there are smaller biome mods, yeah, you can like mix and match, and this way it will be less stale for players who are playing multiple packs.
Honestly, actually, my issue was because you could make that argument with just the vanilla biomes, right? Like everybody's gonna go to a forest and a jungle.
I guess so. It makes sense.
But for me, the biome mod is the biome mod. Sorry, for me, the issue that I come in contact with is if I don't like a biome, I have to walk a long distance to not be in that biome, right? And if I don't like a bunch of biomes, now that happens in vanilla, of course, but in vanilla there's fewer biomes, and the fewer biomes make it so that there's a higher likelihood that I'm going to run into a biome that I don't mind than not if I mind a lot of the biomes in the biome mod. Maybe that's not...
Oh yeah, I see. Well, that was like a big, the thing you just described, that was like a big topic of discussion between the players of Enigmatica 6 Expert, I believe. That pack had a big problem with large sizes of biomes and how shitty most of them were, and how you couldn't like get out of a biome without walking for 6 fucking hours.
Yeah,
which was one of the problems behind that pack.
I've only played a little bit of Enigmatica 6 Expert. I've heard from at least a few people that it's probably the worst Enigmatica Expert out there. I don't think it's that bad, but again, I haven't played enough. And of course, I don't know if everybody else knows this, but sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
I was just gonna tell everybody, if they're not in MPD, the Modpack development Discord, then they probably don't know yet that I am a big E9E stan. I love Enigmatica 9 Expert. It's probably
Yeah,
my
you love
favorite
your
mod pack.
Enigmatica 9 experts.
Yeah. E2E I think is not as good as E9E, which is funny because a lot of people say it's like the best expert pack ever made, when I find it to be, it's great for its time and it's great in general, but it's very much like a product of its time, I think. And E9E I think innovates a lot more. But I haven't played enough E6E to be able to get a good read on it in terms of how much I care for it and compared to the others.
I mean,
And
yeah, I do agree with you about E2E. It's very much a 1.12 pack. If you are used to modern packs, you will probably not like E2E because of how sort of not outdated, but very 1.12 ish how it feels. Yeah. But little known fact that Enigmatic 6 Export was actually my first expert pack that I played.
really?
That was actually a big mistake on my part. E6C is kind of hard. You should, if you never played an expert pack before, which you probably have if you're listening to this, but if you haven't, you shouldn't play E6C as your first expert pack. I wouldn't recommend it. It's very hard for beginners. It's not the hardest expert pack. It's nowhere close to like Gregtalk New Horizons or whatever. But it's kind of weirdly designed in some parts, I would say. Yeah, and it requires a lot of magic, which I personally don't like magic mods. So I didn't really enjoy 6C. And it also features a lot of exploration, as I already said. And because of the fucking big biomes, it also gets kind of weird in some parts. So yeah, that's why I didn't really like 6C. I dropped it after like beating 60% of it. But yeah, I've heard from some people that C6C is their favorite pack. I think they're weird, but like I can understand that.
Yeah, I feel like I can understand. Some of the thing that I think about is, from what I understand it, or from not what I under from what I understand and how I understand it, a lot of work went into E6E, and it's very I feel like it's kind of all encompassing, where you touch a lot of the mods, but you also do have to a lot of the exploration that has all the biome stuff, and um it also has a bunch of stupid stuff as far as I know it. Like the end tree
Yeah,
of life is like
sure.
hundreds of blocks.
Yeah,
And
it
you have
kind of
like some
sucks. Yeah, from
research
what I've
or
heard,
whatever.
I haven't gotten to that part. I dropped it
Yeah.
before that, but yeah, it's I've heard that it's kind of sucks to build. I haven't played enough of E9E. I've been involved in the development of it a bit. I was quite an annoying guy back in the day, and yeah, I'm actually banned from the Enigmatica Discord. If listeners at home don't know, I'm officially not allowed to enter the Enigmatica Discord precisely because I was annoying and demanding on some features. But from what I've heard from you and what I've heard from other people, Inani actually ended up being quite a good pack. So I should probably play it in some time and compare it to my experience of E6C.
Well, one of the things is, what I've heard also, from what I understand, is a lot of the mistakes that they made in E6E they refined and to make E9E, which I feel like, I mean, technically, again, I've only heard this. I haven't, or maybe I've just come to that conclusion, because I haven't played enough E6E to know it for sure. But the other thing, though, is for you in particular, GCat, E9E is like lots of magic, so you probably wouldn't like that.
Yeah, I know you start in like Twilight Forest, and then you do like a bunch of magic, and then you get out of Twilight Forest, and then you do some shit. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the like, game progression in that.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure the idea is that your permanent base is going to be in the Twilight Forest.
So yeah.
The late game has some interesting mechanism stuff.
I know
Let's
that
see.
one of the end goals is to craft a fucking hard to see, like a vanilla item, which sounds really dumb all at first, but then when you think about it, it actually makes some sense because there are like a bunch of other hearts of whatever. There's like a fire heart, a wind heart, and a ground heart, or whatever the fuck
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fourth element is. Yeah, and then like the heart of the sea does fit into that kind of dynamic. So
Yes.
that kind of makes sense, yeah. But
Heart
like
of
out
the
of context,
Tempest.
making hard to see in a game item was kind of ridiculous to me. But yeah, now I think it's fine.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I was just saying that I'm pretty sure it's Heart of the Tempest, Heart of the Inferno, and Heart of the Mountain, which are the air,
Yeah, something
fire,
like
and
that.
earth ones. Um, and another thing they did also is, the thing you get second in power. What is it? Energized steel, I think.
Something like that. Yeah,
They
there's a like material. Yeah, you can get buying it
yeah,
based on like iron or whatever.
They made that an end game item. I think part of what I like about E9E is
Yeah,
how much it how much it just kind of like flips everything around. Like for instance, iron is mid game, but you don't really need it necessarily because you could make a bunch of stuff out of like what is it? Like Certus quartz, ironwood, night metal, stuff like that.
yeah, I see. Well, it's I guess, one of the main points of an anime to make like the various as progression uh, as it's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's wacky.
what was the other thing? Another thing that I like about E9E, but this is in particular related to the biome mod thing, is that because you start in the Twilight Forest, it's even better than starting in the overworld with few biomes because if you want to go to a biome, you just open up your map and it's going to be there somewhere and you know it's going to be within that particular distance and that rocks. Um, except for some of the few biomes that happen to spawn sometimes in the again the stuff in between the boss zones. Sometimes there are different biomes that don't spawn as regularly, like the I forget. I think one is called the I like there's the lake that can spawn. Um,
I'm
that's
not
pretty
a
rare.
Twilight Forest expert, so maybe someone in the chat will give you a clue.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
I think
no,
it's like the Twilight.
they're asleep.
It's like Twilight Plain or whatever. I don't remember exactly what it is, but
Well, it
regardless,
doesn't really matter.
what'd you say?
It doesn't really matter what it's called.
It does not really matter what it's called.
Yeah,
But I love that because that means I mean, given that I like the biomes, of course, because if I didn't like the biomes, then I would be having an awful time. Um, but since I like those biomes, I like the fact that I can just go to a biome that will just be deterministically placed and not have it be like I'm in a biome that I don't like, and if I want to go to another biome, I have to find the end, and not the end, but the end of that biome,
yeah,
and then end up in a biome that maybe it's either too small for me to care about and I'll be able to see the ugly biome, or it's another biome I don't like and I have to find the end of that biome, and it's so that
Well,
would be
yeah,
rather annoying for me.
yeah, but like even on E6C, the biggest problem wasn't like finding the biome; it was actually like getting to that biome, because in E6C, actually in early game, they give you the compass, which shows you where each biome is. But
Yeah.
you have each biome is like they made the biomes bigger for some reason. There's like no real reason why they did that. It doesn't impact progression in any way, but they did do that. So you have to walk like 6,000 blocks to get from one biome across to another, which like sucks.
Yeah, that sounds
Because
terrible.
yeah, advanced methods of transportation are only available in later game, so you literally have to walk in a game to get some biome for progression reasons. Not even because you like a biome or not like a biome. You just have to walk 6,000 fucking blocks to get to some specific biome to get some specific resource. Which sucks, yeah. So they didn't, they didn't even have to do the Twilight Forest thing. Although I think that's quite creative for Pack to do, but they didn't have to do that because they already had the solution for that. They just had to make the biomes smaller.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
what
think
was I
that
gonna
was
say?
because of one of the mods included. Let me look it up. You talk
Okay,
so sure.
you look it up. I'm gonna talk about. So I also really like Nature's Compass. The thing with me though is another thing with
Very
large
good.
biome mods is um I I don't know exactly which biomes I like and which biomes I don't. And if I go onto a Nature's Compass and I look up, like, oh, I want to go to some biome that I know I like, and it's gonna be like thousands of blocks away because of the density of the other biomes generally. I guess statistically, technically, there's probably stuff
Yeah,
having to do with temperature and stuff that'll define where it might be close by, but um, I also like, if I'm going towards that biome, then I'll probably be like, my heart set on that biome or something, and that'll be 6,000 blocks away, like you were saying before. Um, but I don't know what other biome. You know what it is? Sorry, I might have misspoke. It's
but
that I don't have all of the biomes memorized in most large biome mods to be able to tell, oh, yes, I like this biome. This biome is great, or this biome sucks. I want to leave
yeah, that
this
makes
biome.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
I doubt anyone on Earth, even the creators of the biomes, remember all the names of the biomes. Kind of, I guess the names, I guess it would be a good idea for them to like make names that actually make sense, because all the times in biomes they're just like think of this first matching set of words for the name of the biome and then use that, which kind of sucks because they're not memorable at all. And yeah, that kind of causes the problem you just described.
I feel like some of the, I mean, most of the biome mods I've seen generally have maybe not memorable, but biome names that make sense, right? I mean, like bog.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I never
Um,
said they that don't make sense. It's just that they had to remember. Guess that may be also a problem, due to the amount of biomes they add. It's like
mm,
you can't remember them all.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what was I gonna? Oh yeah, something I'd like to caveat that I love different types of wood. So like if a biome mod adds a bunch of different types of wood and they look cool, because some biome mods they add different types of wood and they look like shit. Uh,
True. Well,
uh,
that's inevitable.
the more biomes, biomod adds, it'll tend to add more different types of wood, and I will generally like at least some of them. So for instance, E9E has over the biomes you'll go, and I don't really interact with the biomes when I'm in my base, because again, it's in the Twilight Forest, but I can use the farming for blockheads market and buy some saplings and be like, oh, well, now I have this cool looking wood that I can build my base with. I forget, I don't know, there's a few different kinds I think they use. There's like one that looks like fucking oxidized copper in its color. So I think I used that at least once. But it's also, I also like every compat, which I know there's a guy in the Modpack development server. I don't know exactly how you would pronounce his name, but I think it's just Chunkies. He hates every compat. Yeah.
He hates our podcast, by the way.
He does he? Oh yeah. Well, that's just because he joined, and he was like, I want to be like an administrator or whatever. And
add me as a permanent host on the podcast.
Oh my goodness.
What the fuck are you talking about? And people left.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, that's fine. I don't think he's probably not a bad guy, but sometimes he's very he's very forthright in his opinions.
Yeah,
so he'll be like, every compat sucks.
He will watch this. Chunky, leave a comment. Leave a comment if you wish this. Tell us how much you love this podcast.
I mean, again, I think he's not evil or anything. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm making him sound evil, but what was I saying? He'll be like, every compat sucks, and I'll be like, I think every compat's fine. I think it's better than framed blocks because I like what every compat does more than framed blocks. But framed blocks I also like, and then he'll be like, framed blocks is the GOAT, and I'll be like, I mean, you know.
And then
it's whatever. It's
rocks.
What?
And he kills you with the rocks, you know.
Then he kills me with rocks. Oh, it's kind of funny. So there is a packjam. I don't know how many people know about it. I don't know if I should be spilling the beans. Till is it Tile? I thought it was Tills.
Tills. What? I mean, his name. He explicitly said that his name is not related to the popular award-winning mod Tiles, Little Tiles. So maybe it's Tills. I don't know.
Well, it also has 2 L's, and Tiles usually has 1 L.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, I'm in that packjam, and it's been my turn to play around with it. And so there's a rock item.
You should probably describe the actual concept behind that packjam, because not a regular packjam.
Oh, yeah. So the concept for this one is just kind of like playing telephone with a single mod pack, where we pass it off to each other, and we have, we do whatever we want. Generally, we try to, I think so far we've been trying to avoid making decisions that would, fuck everybody else over. Like, for instance, if nobody wants to make, a TFC or a Greg pack, but somebody puts them in, and then it's like, well, you can't just take it out now. Especially if they deeply intertwine it with progression, then it's like, oh, well, now it's a TFC or Greg pack, or maybe both. Maybe it's a TFC Greg pack, and we're fucked, I didn't want to make a Greg pack, but here I am. Yeah. But so we've been trying to avoid decisions like that, even though eventually there's going to be a point where somebody's going to be like, oh, this is a mod I don't want to play around with. But regardless, so far it's been 2 turns. I mean, well, I'm the 3rd turn. I started this last Thursday, and Tills or whatever added a thing. The mining thing so far is pretty interesting. So instead of making stone and wooden pickaxes or any stone and wooden tools, you make a chisel, and then you scrape away at some stone, and you can get rocks. And also, if you scrape away at some ores, you can get some of those ores, in particular some gems and coal. And then when you have the gems and the sticks, you can make gemstone tools. And those have really nice textures, I think. But all that aside, what I did was I added supplementaries, and supplementaries has a tag called throwable bricks, which makes it so that if you have a brick, you can throw it at someone and it does a little damage. So I I added the rock to the throwable bricks tag, so you could just throw rocks at people. You can kill them with rocks.
Is this a fucking Just Enough Opinions reference?
Yeah, it's great. Technically,
Awesome.
someone could remove it if they wanted to, but I think it's fine because. Oh my goodness.
If someone does,
I think it's fine because it also has. Oh, sorry. What?
If someone removes that feature, can you kill them with rocks? IRL.
Oh my goodness. I mean. I don't know. Maybe you can if you want.
I will. Send their IP address to me. I will find them in real life.
I don't even know if I'd be able to find what their IP address is. I mean, whatever. It's the other thing is
host a developer server of the pack, and then when they join, you have their IP.
Oh yeah, that would do it.
Easy.
Excuse me. The other thing though is it's actually beneficial because if you aren't able to get tools until you can find gems and stuff, or gem ores, I mean, then if you are able to just kind of get rocks out of stone and you can throw the rocks at people, or mobs in this case, then it can be, now you have a nice early game ranged option, right?
New
Cool.
game idea, PvP but with throwable rocks. After one weapon.
Oh my goodness.
We should patent that, we should copyright that, we should take money from people who will implement that.
Oh my god. I mean, that...
Great.
It probably would be, now I'm thinking about it in real life. Okay, let's make a game in which people PvP in real life by throwing rocks at each other.
True, that would be great. I will pay for that.
Oh my goodness.
I will pay for that.
Anyway.
Yeah, that was real.
That was my spiel.
Yeah, I found the mod which makes the biomes in E6C 5 bajillion blocks long. It's called Terraforged. You know the mod Terraforged. No.
Terraforged. I feel like I've heard of it before.
Yeah, it's quite a popular generation mod, it's great. The things it can achieve are great, but it's really not implemented well in 6C, and it just leads to large ass biomes in a majorly exploration based pack, which it's not a good idea. It doesn't lead to anything great.
Yeah. The other thing actually is.
Yeah.
Oh. Were you gonna say something?
No, you go. I said
okay.
We'll finish that discussion.
Another thing I was gonna say is, I think this is a very stupid hardware-based thing, but I am terrible. I remember since uninstalled a game that was taking up a lot of space on my hard drive, so it's not as full as it was before, but GCAT, or I guess editor, whoever the editor is,
Editor John,
someone, they can put in the picture that I sent of my hard drive and how full it was.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's insane. How the fuck did you even know? Although I'm talking about that, but I recently just filled in my fucking hard drive while making the editing template for the podcast in DaVinci.
Yeah.
My entire hard drive, which is 512 gigabytes, I believe. It got full. So I'm not free of the blame.
Yeah, no, it's fine though. I mean, for me, it's mainly well, a lot of it was again the game that I had just uninstalled, so I could install it on an external drive. But um, I think like I download a bunch of stuff like Modpacks, and then it's like, oh well, this isn't taking up so much space. I don't have to delete it. But then it's like the death by a thousand cuts thing. But the point of this little anecdote is that my hard drive is almost full all the time, and if I have a Minecraft world that is big, especially with a bunch of different biomes, and I have to explore for those biomes, that will take up space. And so I will be like, I don't want to, I don't want to play too many big exploration-based packs because if I can't
Yeah,
find something in, really quickly in my surroundings, then I have to walk and take up that space on my hard drive to find it.
makes sense. I
Which
mean,
is why
that's one
sometimes
of
I'd
the yeah. I mean, I
what?
want to say that it's one of the biggest problems for server owners as well. Like,
Mm.
you know that joke that age-old joke about like that one guy who builds his base 10,000 blocks away from spawn, and then the entire fucking server crashes. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, that makes
that's
sense.
the age-old problem of exploration modpacks.
Yeah, for me it's sometimes I'd rather play. I mean, as a result, sometimes I'd rather play Skyblocks, or otherwise, I like to design things when I'm developing packs so that it doesn't take too much exploration to, to find stuff. Which again, I can talk about the Twilight Forest, where everything is deterministically placed, and it's all within, a big square. So unless you have a server where people are, multiple people have to get the same stuff from different areas, you always have you're gonna have like one Urgas tower, one final plateau, one Snow Queen area, and you're always gonna know where they are as well. So for me, that's a nice balance between what I sometimes like to play, which is like minimal exploration. The most extreme of that would be Skyblock, and then like the full exploration based stuff.
I guess,
So
yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense. That's like I thought about it. It's like the problem not just for Minecraft, but like that's why all open world games are so like resource intensive.
Hmm.
That's why, yeah.
Anyway,
Uh,
now what was?
anyway, yeah. I think we've run out of things to say about biomes.
I'll probably say something about it if I remember something about it. But I remember I think
Yeah,
it's called the
sure.
Twilight Clearing. It's a really open space with no trees in the Twilight Forest, and it's pretty rare. It's like a really yellowish green on the magic map. But
Mm.
anyway, we can continue.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple of topics, but they're all quite not that deep. I have one that I want to discuss, but I don't know how much you specifically know about it.
Hmm.
I've a couple of minutes before recording the episode, I saw that Lashmak, if you don't know him, he's like popular my mod Minecraft content creator on YouTube. He
Hmm.
published his first episode on his like let's play on all the mods 10. If you don't
Hmm.
know, is the popular Minecraft mod pack for the what is 1.20 1.20.1.
Yeah,
And
I
so
think it's
I've been thinking about
1.5.
it, like I want to bring this up. Do you think like all the design choices behind the all the mod packs are like good or bad?
Mm.
That's the entire topic.
Is all the mods terrible, or is all the mods never hurt anybody in anybody's life ever?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
that's
I
the
guess
truth. That's
probably it
the two
hasn't
choices.
hurt anybody, but
I mean,
Um,
there was a drama behind the developers of the project, but we're not going to cover that because it's quite boring, and a lot of other people have covered that before us. And so this podcast is about game design, not about dramas. Although we do sometimes discuss dramas. Whatever. Let's
yeah,
talk about the design. Yeah.
I don't even know which drama you're talking about, or if they're even like something
It
comes to mind,
was
but I don't even know if that's it. But it doesn't really matter. Um,
for listeners at home, if you wanna research further into that, Google all the mods cotton beat drama. Yeah.
all the mods, what drama?
Cotton bee. They'll figure it out. Cotton bee. You know,
Okay,
cotton
all
like
right.
as in like
If you
yeah,
wanna,
cotton and bee as the name goes.
if you wanna research it further, you can also research it's the,
Do you want
there's someone who's actually closely related to it that I have ties to that I know would not mind me shouting them out, and the name is GAYSEX. If you look that up, you should be set in terms of looking up all the mods drama. Uh,
Google, they may like there's another person who is always like talking about drama. Google MPE RG or whatever MPreg, that guy is like he's always talking about
yes,
that. Google his name, yeah,
that one's
he knows a
probably
lot
better.
about.
Yes. Anyway,
Yeah,
I think all the mods 10 is on um 1.21, isn't it? Because 9 was on
I should look at
1.20.
that up. Well, 6 was on 1.16, so if they want to continue the naming scheme, it should be on 1.20. But I don't know. Let me look it up.
Oh my god, I don't know because I know all the
So
mods 3 was on 112.
yeah, all the mods 10 is on 1.21. So you are correct about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god, this is something that irked me to no end actually, and it's back to Enigmatica. Um, they skipped
yeah,
1.20, and they went to 1.21 with Enigmatica 10, but they called it Enigmatica 10 instead of Enigmatica 11. So now,
yeah.
uh,
Well, did you know there's a fun fact? I don't know if it's true or not. Someone should fact check it before like publishing this episode. Editor, can you fact check this one? Or I don't know, you will probably not be able to, but I think I've heard from someone that Enigmatica 10 was originally supposed to be called Enigmatica 20, and it was supposed to be for 1.20.
really?
And they wanted to like change the naming scheme to actually make sense and fit the naming scheme of the Minecraft version, but they
Oh,
never got around to that.
I never actually heard of that. Um,
Yeah, I know if if it's true or not. I don't even remember where I heard that from, but someone said to me once that it was supposed to be like that.
mm, honestly, I would probably be happier with that than what it ended up being now. Not that it's like a huge concern. It's just like the naming scheme. It went from 9 on 119 to 10 on 121, um, which is a little
Yeah, it's
annoying.
kind of weird. Yeah,
Anyway,
kind of
though, all the mods.
yeah, all the mod. Oh, one last fact about Enigmatica. The fun fact is that Enigmatica 1, which it was just called Enigmatica, was for 1.10. And then they skipped
Yeah,
1.11, and Enigmatica 2 came out for 1.12, which is like fun and kind of related to the fact that they're now skipping 1.20 and going straight to 1.21 for Enigmatica 10.
that is true. Maybe they're fixing it at some point. I don't know.
Yeah.
All the mods though. So
Anyway,
I
yeah.
actually I remember when 3 was out. I remember that was pretty cool. I liked that because I don't know if they were the first, but they were one of like it was like they I don't know. Were there any packs before, or any big packs before that had like a kitchen sink, but still with creative items at the end?
No, I think that was actually like an ATM invention because it's in the popular Discord named Modpack Development Discord. We call them ATM style kitchen sinks, where there is
Mm,
a end goal. Yeah, but they are still kitchen sinks. So I
yeah,
guess, well, if the name is like that, then probably ATM was the first to do that. It
yeah.
makes
I
sense.
mean, I imagine it's not like a copyrightable idea. I think, right? Because it's a fairly
Yeah,
simple concept, but
yeah, but colloquially, like
um,
it's called ATM style, so I
yeah,
would
yeah. Um, I remember, like, as someone who, in a lot of expert packs, just kind of runs out of time because of how easily I get distracted and stuff, and my mind just kind of, I don't know, like my spectral interest wanes and moves to something else and stops being on Minecraft, so I stop playing. Um, I really
say.
appreciate the ability to just kind of have a kitchen sink beginning, so I don't have to slog through things. Well, not like slog through. Expert packs aren't necessarily slogs, but comparatively, they're much
Yeah,
slower, of course. Um, and then in the end, I like to be able to have the fun, creative items that I can work towards. Um, but
oh,
from what I've
well, that
heard
makes
is,
sense.
oh, you go.
Well, yeah, I want to say that like that makes sense. That's like a good compromise between playing an expert pack, which most of them are fun but take a long time, and playing kitchen sink, which will take less time, but like in general, we can probably agree that kitchen sinks are like shit compared to expert packs in terms of like gameplay and progression and stuff.
Kitchen sinks are what? I think you might have cut out for me.
They're shit. They're garbage compared
Oh,
to
they're
expert
shit
packs.
garbage. I mean,
Yeah, shit garbage.
there's I I I feel like I enjoy kitchen sinks, not to the degree that I enjoy expert packs in terms of the cohesion that you get out of a good expert pack, but I feel like there's some enjoyment that I could get out of kitchen. So I get, maybe they are comparatively shit, but it's I feel like, it's not like horrible, horrible, terrible.
Um, I guess.
It's just not as
Yeah.
good. But that's me. That you can still think they're shit.
Yeah, well, I used to play Enigmatica 6. Not the expert version, the regular version. Back in the
Mm,
day, back when it came out, and I kind of got bored of it real quick.
mm,
Yeah, so I don't
yeah,
have like good experiences with kitchen sinks.
yeah. I
When I
mean,
played, when I played E6C later, I kind of became part of my routine for a while, so I kind of get your point about not having to waste a lot of time on expert packs with ATM style kitchen sinks.
yeah, yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? It was
Something about six.
maybe it might have been. Oh, you know what it was? It was. I think the most recent kitchen sinks I've played have generally been the ATM style, where there's still an end goal, so I know what I can try to work towards. So aside from experimenting with mods I haven't played with yet, I still have something where I can be like, okay, I'm gonna go towards this thing. Because I feel like if I don't have that, I might just my brain just doesn't really like to go anywhere. I think.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the same. That's the same issue for me. That's why I can't like play vanilla anymore or kitchen sinks because I can't
yeah,
set goals for myself. Someone else must set goals for me, or I will like fucking go insane.
yeah. I feel like, I mean, vanilla for me is a similar story, but it's not the only reason I can't really play vanilla. Because maybe I'll get to it later actually, because I want to first talk about my thoughts about all the mods, and I enjoy the idea Um, but from what I heard from other people, I don't remember exactly who it was, but since some point in the past, it might have been, I guess, Enigmatica, not Enigmatica, sorry, fucking all the mods. At some point in all the mods' history, from what I understand it, the stuff was just kind of set. The stuff for the ATM star, which was kind of set to be something, and they haven't really innovated on that since, from what I understand.
I mean, yeah, all the mods pack is kind of very, very much similar to the last one in terms of that.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. The
Although,
most recent one I played was ATM 9.
ATM 9 had Gregtalk for a while, right? Was that the
ATM
case?
9. I do not know why ATM 9 had Gregtalk. It was very funny.
That was funny, and it was like optional, right? You didn't have to
you
do
didn't have to
Gregtalk
touch it
if
at
you
all.
didn't want to, yeah. Well,
at some point they even moved the ores into the mining dimension.
I think they removed it at some point.
Did they remove it?
I don't think it has Gregtalk like in the latest version. When we look it up, actually, I might be again saying nonsense about that. Yeah, that would suck.
Oh, that was the funniest decision they ever made. They even had a special star beyond the ATM star called the Greg star.
Oh, right. Yeah. There is a Greg star. Yeah, it's also. Well, it does say that in the description, but maybe they didn't update the description. Maybe check the mod list.
I feel like that's ATM 9 has it's a hilarious that they added Gregtalk as an optional thing. And I feel it's a bold decision, even if it's somewhat goofy. And if they undid it, I'd be upset. Maybe not too upset, but
that kind of in a way is coming back to the point about not innovating upon ATM packs. It's kind of innovate with this decision. Feels good.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know if I'd say innovative. I'd definitely say interesting.
Right.
Actually, this ties.
Yeah. It still has Gregtalk.
Okay, still has Gregtalk.
False alarm, it has Gregtalk, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, the Greg Star, I suppose it's worth it for people who care about Gregtalk. I personally, as far as I understand it, Gregtalk's alright. Well, not, as far as I understand it. That's for if I say something that I understand. In my opinion, Gregtalk's alright, but I don't care for it way too much.
I mean, that's the thing, right? That was a weird decision because, the Gregtalk community is it's like an inverse bell curve, you know? There's people that don't know a lot about Gregtalk, and so they don't touch it, or the people who know too much about it, and then they don't touch all the mods because it's pleb shit, and it's not integrated at all, and why would you play that? And then there's, a small number of people in between these two groups, which actually care about Gregtalk, but not a lot, and they don't know a lot of it, but they know some of it. That's the target audience for ATM 9, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's like that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I feel I'm definitely on the side of not knowing very much about Gregtalk. I mean, I think I played FTB Interactions. I mean, that's the most I enjoyed of Gregtalk.
Yeah, FTB Interactions is good. That's one of the best Gregtalk packs in my opinion.
Yeah, oh my god. Viral 1, the GOAT, I think. I can't wait for him to stop playing fucking Final Fantasy or whatever and come back to Modpack development so we can see the shit show that it's in.
Yes.
Anyway, no, what was I saying?
Did make Interactions too recently?
I think they remastered it or something.
Yeah,
I mean, Interactions was also not just viral; it was also Seraph.
Yeah, so they probably took on the remastered version. Yeah, it's still 1.12.
Yeah.
That's the first time I see a Modpack in general get remastered instead of just updated.
Hmm.
Why did it
I
do
don't
that?
know.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like there's a few different like I'm thinking there's like the extended versions, like for instance E2E extended and E2E
But yeah, that
unofficial.
makes sense. But yeah, they
Yeah,
are
but
community maintained usually.
yeah,
This
those are
is like an
different.
official FTP thing.
Yeah, then there's also Cabin, which is create above and beyond and newer.
Well, yeah, but that's also unofficial. Well,
Yeah,
that
it
kind
is
of does
also
make sense
unofficial.
even if it was official because it's like in a different version.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a port.
I'm just like, blabbering about similar things that I guess
Oh
I
yeah,
know
yes.
of that are not really the same. Um,
Yeah, weird.
what was I saying though? So in terms of all the mod, like I feel like I can enjoy an all the mods pack, but from what I understand it, the lack of innovation over the period of time is something I don't really care for. And of course, there's something to the point of the Gregtech stuff and the Greg Star, but since I don't care enough for Gregtech to bother touching it in all the mods 9, it doesn't really appeal to me. So it's
Well,
kind
here's
of
what
I'm
I'm
kind
gonna
of in the same
say.
boat there.
Like
Yeah.
they have mainline all the mod packs, right? And then
Hmm.
they have like spin-offs. And I think the spin-offs they make are like better than the mainline ones because they actually like have a theme. And I think it's important to have
Mm.
a theme for a mod pack, and so that you can like focus on that theme.
Yeah.
So yeah, their spin-off packs are better than their mainline packs in terms of
I've
that.
I feel like I've only heard of the ancient all the mods expert remastered, all the mods
Yeah,
expert 3 shedding tears.
there was the old mods 3 expert version, which I think I've heard that was pretty good. I've watched the I Got Blocks of Names video about that, and that was pretty good.
Mm.
But recently there was one that became quite popular. It's called Gravitas, all the mods
Yeah.
Gravitas, and its sequel Gravitas 2, which is purely focused on Gregtech, which I feel like is a like it's better than trying to cram in Gregtech into an official mainline Voldemort pack. They should
Yeah,
making a
absolutely.
separate version with focus on Gregtech is probably a good decision for them.
Yeah. There's something also that we were thinking about. I mean, I literally had said it earlier, but with regard to the Tilla's packjam, the telephone thing, the
Yeah.
Tilla's packjam.
Yes.
Um, I mean, this was more my thinking, and everybody else was kind of chiming in a little bit, but other mods that are akin to GregTech and Terra Firma Craft, I think maybe like Mine Colonies, for instance, where it's like if it's in, you either have to do it or if you don't, because the more you don't do it, the harder it is to. I mean, the more you can get stuff without having to do it, and the more you aren't really incentivized to do it. But the more you do it, the more you have to do it. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah. That makes sense.
so when you make a pack, for instance, if you make like a Mine Colonies pack or a GregTech pack, it's got to be a Mine Colonies pack or a GregTech pack. You can't just make it a little bit of GregTech and then you do thermal and mechanism and that's it. Because generally GregTech it compounds onto itself as far as I know it.
Yeah, I mean
And
that's
similar
why
with
the
Mine Colonies,
concept
which
of
I know more.
Gregtech is
Yeah.
as
Um,
Tiles, if his name is pronounced like Tiles or like Teals, in the Minecraft pack development Discord server. So hopefully
mm,
we'll know by the end of this episode.
all right, cool.
Yeah, so look forward to that. Don't skip it. Don't skip
Anyway,
the video.
um, what is it? I think in all the mods 9, I might just I figured I'd just talk about my enjoyment of it. I got
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
ATM star. It was on a server with some people that I had at the time just met. Now I'd say they're fairly good friends. Because I noticed that a friend of a friend was playing it, and it was showing on Discord that they were playing all the mods. And I was like, oh, playing modded Minecraft, I see. And they were like, "Yeah, it's a server." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm joining that server now." Well, I didn't say that. They were like, "Do you want to join?" I was like, "Oh, cool. I'll do it." Regardless, so my highlights were I was playing with a bunch of different food mods, which is partially why I thought about the pack that I've been making most recently, which is playing around with a bunch of different food mods. And then I made the ATM star, and then I didn't feel like doing anything further. But that's the first ATM star I've ever made, so I don't remember where I was going with that. So like it's fun, I think. I had fun with it. It wasn't the most well integrated. Well, of course, it's not going to be as well integrated as an expert pack, because an expert pack generally you're going to mishmash the mods together. You're going to see that at least, but I think most of them. I mean, but there were a few things where it was like, oh, why is this not acting the way it should? Oh, because the tags are a little fucked up or something. Or maybe not the tag. Why is it not acting the way it should? Why is it not acting
The
the way
scripts
I
in
might
general, I
expect
guess.
it to?
Yeah.
Hmm?
The scripts in general, I guess. What do you
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
QTrace or Craftic or whatever shit. QTrace, yes.
Yeah, and I don't want to like diss them or whatever, because it was fine.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
think I'm very much detail oriented when it comes to looking at this sort of thing. So, but it was fun.
To provide for content, I'm gonna say that I fucking hate all the mod specs. I fucking despise
Oh
them.
my
The
god.
the worst fucking thought out. Not thought out at all. Like
Just
garbage.
Enough Opinions officially decides that there are no mods that are good, because all the mods has all of the mods, and all of the mods is
true. Yeah, and they all suck. Yeah. We joke about that, but like, the fucking, what was it called? Modpack monstrosity? Whatever it's called. Like, the pack that includes every 1.12 mod. It kinda sucks, because it doesn't launch in my PC, so every 1.12 mod at least sucks.
I guess. Oh,
He starts now. Polish. Damn.
You know what's actually what was really funny actually. It's quite funny sometimes. I don't mean to I don't mean to be too negative about these sorts of people. But it's just kind of funny when someone, comes into Minecraft pack development and they're like, I installed 700 mods and I'm giving 56 gigabytes to my Minecraft instance. Why am I not getting 675 frames per second?
I mean, the guy who made Modpack Monstrosity definitely knew what he was doing. He's actually like serious about this shit. So that's
that person, as far as I know it, they probably do know what they're doing. But it's
yeah,
funny
it's
when
like
someone just comes in and
chaotic evil or like a lawful evil. Where did it is? Lawful evil.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Lawful neutral, evil neutral.
Well, maybe.
Evil.
Evil, just evil. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should probably move on to another topic then.
Okay. I mean, I guess what I would also say about all the mods is, like, if I enjoyed Gregtalk more, or I really cared about it a little more, I probably would bother trying Gravitas 2, and I might enjoy that.
Makes sense.
But I can appreciate the effort that goes into that as far as I know it. But episode 3 starts with another apology. I don't know, what are we apologizing for? Apologizing for apologize for telling someone that their pack doesn't run at 675 frames per second when they
we
had
apologize to the
ATM
dev team for fucking shitting on their pack.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, what was I gonna say?
So I don't know. I think we finished the topic.
Yeah. I have another thing. I figured I'd also talk about myself in vanilla, if that's fine.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
one
also chime
option.
in if you have ideas about it. For me,
Alright.
the thing about vanilla is whenever someone's like, "Hey, play vanilla with me," I'm like, it's the comparative content, a comparative amount of content, right? Because I'm used to playing probably generally pretty big packs, or even packs that might be smaller but have a lot of content sort of crammed in terms of the progression. Like for instance, Created Above and Beyond doesn't actually have too many content mods, but it's
Yeah, the
got a lot
progression
of
is
it in the
quite long in
progression.
that one. Yeah,
Yeah. So like if somebody's like, "Hey, play vanilla with me." I'm like, "Well, I mean, it's for me it's like you want to go back to like vanilla before maybe like alpha or something when there was no different tree types and stuff." And of course, I guess it comes into the thing where there's definitely a lot of people who enjoy the comparative lack of content in something like beta Minecraft. But for me, it's kind of like a novelty where it's like I play a little bit and kind of get bored and think, "Oh, I could just be playing a better version of this." So I boot up modded, right? Um,
yeah,
so that's what I think. That's what I usually compare it to in terms of people being like, "Oh, play vanilla with me." I'm really like, "Yeah, I'd love to enjoy something with you, but I can't because I'm used to things that don't fucking suck." Uh,
true. Well, yeah, it's the same for me, but I think that for me, at least playing with someone else does make it a bit more fun because, like, any
yeah,
game, even the shittiest ones in the most boring ones, get quite good if you're playing them with friends. So
yeah, that's true.
when you last the shittiest of all games, yeah, it does get quite fun with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other thing I was gonna say? It was like I don't remember. It's like well, it's funny because I was just like vanilla is shit, and then I was thinking,
True.
oh, we could talk about the divide between vanilla players and modded players. Um, and just
Well,
after saying vanilla fucking sucks poop and dick simultaneously. Uh,
well, between the hot divide between vanilla and small players, what is there to say that hasn't been said already? I mean,
I don't know
that's the entire podcast. Is literally what the podcast is about. We are modded players shitting on vanilla players. That's one
what.
of the main
I
themes.
mean, for me, I don't really. I don't find vanilla players to be bad or anything. Like people enjoy what they want to
Yeah,
enjoy. For me, the issue is more when people who claim to know about modded Minecraft and don't know much about modded Minecraft, you know, based on that, based on those, unfounded ideas about what modded Minecraft is, um, just be like, oh, well, this is modded Minecraft and it sucks. When it's like, no, I mean, maybe to a degree, but generally most of us who play modded Minecraft don't play so that we can do that. And there's a particular image I've posted it before in Modpack development Discord, Minecraft, Minecraft pack development Discord.
editor John, find that fucking image.
Yeah. I'll probably post it somewhere else. But it's
Yeah, you
it's the
should
one where
also.
it's like, hey, play this mod pack with me, and it's fun, and it's got like the negative 42 stack of melons, and there's
Oh
like
yeah,
a
that one.
person
The
wearing
ones.
experience
Yeah,
boots or
I
something.
think that was like reposted 50 times across feed memes. So it's not hard to
Yeah,
find. I'll find it. Or whoever
yeah,
is
yeah,
reading
and
this, you'll probably find it.
it's like I mean, if you're a vanilla player and this is what you think mods are, then uh, you know, I don't know. It's like you clearly haven't looked into what they are. But if you're a vanilla player and you're open to it, and then also maybe you even played some and you were like, I don't really like this that much, and went back to vanilla, then I, you know, I think that's fine. But I feel like there's just a lot of that disconnect And I don't know though. I haven't polled the minds of a bunch of different vanilla players to see what they think.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean they're all probably like playing better Minecraft.
oh my god, they're playing
Yeah,
better by.
playing my Minecraft. Yeah, damn, I remember the fucking Kriz rant now from the first episode. Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
flashback.
Yeah. The,
Yeah, we can't say those
the,
words anymore.
oh my goodness. Well, I mean, we
Anyway,
shouldn't.
yeah,
Um, better my as far as I understand. So, again, I think I guess this is gonna come back to better Minecraft because I feel like talking about it. From what I've understood is
yeah.
I've generally been mainly inundated with memes about how better Minecraft is not the best pack or set of packs, I guess, because there's like 5 now. I
Yeah,
think maybe
because
4.
they're like all the mods. They don't really change anything. They just like port from version to version. Even
I
worse than
mean,
all the mods. They don't
that's
change
what I've heard.
fuck shit.
Oh my goodness, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I know that um, what is it? I think Davey had some stuff where he learned about some some other stuff about it that might be able to change my mind on it, at least to a degree. Not necessarily that it's going to be the best pack, but that there's more information about it that I haven't seen before. So for now, I'd like to say that as far as I know it, Better Minecraft is not the best pack, but it's it it it's probably not the worst.
Yeah, can't wait for the Luna Pixel official to come on our podcast and explain
Oh
to
my
us
goodness.
how better Minecraft is actually good. Which was supposed
Yeah,
to happen this week, but they didn't. So,
yeah,
yeah,
it's fine. It's whatever.
it will
The
happen
past is in the
someday.
past. Um, what was I
Anyway,
saying now?
we should probably move on to another topic, I guess.
Yeah. You have another
Yeah,
topic now?
I have like a lot of topics. As I said, I don't particularly care about any of them. They're not that deep, but we got like 30 minutes of discussion out of ATM, so we can probably get at least 20 out of all of the others. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot recently about like, how since the release of New Forge, a lot of mod authors have been moving to it from Fabric, and now it's
Mm-hmm.
mostly like one loader. So I'm thinking like, well, it's in my opinion, it's good for the entire community to have just one modloader, since it
Mm-hmm.
gets rid of competitive standards and shit. But like for Fabric devs, that's probably not really a good situation. So I was thinking, what are the ways in which like Fabric devs can sort of change the direction in which they're going, which will lead to more people using the Fabric mod loader. Because right now their future doesn't look really that bright with all this single mod loader talk.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. What was I gonna say? It was so fabric waters can just suck it up and fuck it. No, I don't know.
Sure.
I actually know very little
Move
about
to a
this
better
topic.
mod loader.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. From what I understand, fabric is actually, it's good for what it does in terms of being nice and lightweight, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's the main point of it. So that's why a
Yeah.
lot of people moved away from Forge back in 1.15 days.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Was it 1.5? I thought it might have been like 1. Did you say 15 or 13?
15. It was 15. I believe
15.
it was 15. I should check. Maybe it's 14.
I don't actually know.
Well,
I
after
know that
1.12, I
Rift
guess.
was on 13.
Yeah, Rift was on 14. 13,
Yeah.
yeah. I think Fabric was either on 1.15, the first version, or 1.14. Let me check it.
Mm. the Buzzy Your Bees update.
ChatGPT, can you please tell us if Fabric first appeared on
Editor John, can you tell GCat what he's talking about, this Fabric thing?
Yeah, can you like send a letter to the past and like make it appear right here in my room and make it say which version the first Fabric loader was made for?
Yeah.
Fabric first version. That's good. Alright, there's a fucking long. Yeah, I remember now. There's a fucking like long story with it's. I think it wasn't called Fabric at first, and there was a lot of shit going on back in the day. But from what I can see, it's 1.13. The versions were made for 1.13. Alright, yeah, but the first release was for 1.15. So back in 1.14, 1.15 days.
All right. When I think of Fabric, outside of modded Minecraft, I think about like the freaking Dream speedrunning scandal. That was Fabric, right?
True. Yeah,
I mean, that used Fabric.
I'm gonna say it. I don't actually believe it, but like that tainted the fucking reputation of the Fabric modloader.
Did you say you believe it did?
I don't believe that, but like it's for the content. So.
I don't believe it did either. Yeah. But I guess what I mean by that is like when I think of it outside of the general modded Minecraft scene, I think of it. It can be generally, more like a tool for vanilla or vanilla light players. Not vanilla light, but like, modded light, whatever. Not exactly, maybe vanilla plus, but
like vanilla plus, whatever. Same shit.
Yeah. Where it's like it can be more for like little tweaks and stuff. I mean, I've always thought of Fabric not as necessarily an inferior loader, but computationally, like it's just more lightweight, right? And I feel like that can have a space.
Less feature packed. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, same for me.
The other thing I was thinking about is, so when you have something that's nice and monolithic in terms of like Forge was once before, then everything is going to be on the same loader, and you can put everything together as long as it doesn't have inherent what's the word? Things when they smack into each other.
Incompatibilities.
Yes, inherent incompatibilities. As long as they don't have that, then it should be fine. But I know the other thing is that generally, at least theoretically, competition, theoretically breeds innovation in the sense that when you have something big and monolithic, generally it also means that if it starts to stagnate and suck, then not much will happen to stop the stagnation and sucking. Well, but I guess that's kind of where Fabric was born, right? So if there's not a big barrier to entry to making a new mod loader, then it should be fine, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Since this is not like a corporate or whatever commercial environment, we are all open source folks for the most part, and both mod loaders are open source, so it's not, the competition is not necessary because there will appear competition whenever we need it.
Yeah. I guess I mean, again, I'm only talking about the goofy little fucking theory. And like you said, the competition will just appear.
Well, I guess, I mean, I want to say that if Fabric dies, there will always be PSMC, which is the best competition mod loader to Forge. Everybody go download PSMC over at psmc.modpacks.site, best mod loader in the world.
Oh my goodness. you might have to educate me on PissMC. So it's just a mod
PSMC,
loader that is amazing.
I mean, PSMC is a joke project that we made in the modern Modpacks while procrastinating making packs. It's not really maintained
Oh,
right now. Maybe someone will take it up someday. But it's like it's
uh,
an actual mod loader that you can't probably tell from the website, but it's an actual mod loader. If you click the download button, it will actually download the mod loader. But the main gimmick is that it's made for RD132211 whatever. It's like the first version in the launcher. Yeah, there are like four
nice.
mods, all which were made by us, and there's like one
Oh my
unreleased mod
goodness.
by someone in the Modpacks development Discord, which just like makes the sky gay rainbow or whatever.
That's
So
fun.
that's fun, yeah. Well, that's kind of the project was like a joke and still a joke, but I feel like it was a good experience for me at least making mod loaders. Somehow kind of more
Yeah, no,
educated about how that stuff works.
it sounds cool. It
Yeah,
does
it
make me
does.
think of the funny joke that someone once quipped. Yeah, I'm gonna shit on you for a few moments here, GCat. Sorry.
All right.
The funny
Yeah,
joke
that's
that
fine.
someone once quipped in the Minecraft Modpack development Discord, where they said modern Modpacks looks in and it's like 1.16.5, because of how long you
Uh,
guys procrastinate.
yeah, that's
Sorry.
true. Yeah, I mean the original sense of the name was like modern as in comparison to 1.12 packs, because back in the day, 2 years ago, yes, Modpacks is 2 years old. 2 years ago, most Modpacks were actually on 1.12, except for a few that were on 1.16.5. And the latest version
Yeah.
was 1.18, which nobody actually used at the time. So 1.16 was like the obvious choice back in the day if you want to develop something more modern than 1.12. So
Yeah.
yeah, we chose that, and I've said it before a lot of times. I don't like see a reason to move now because we have a lot of infrastructure set up on 1.16, and we're kind of used to that
Yeah.
version. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like 1.16. It's kind of old. But I feel like it
true, I
sometimes
guess.
it gets a little bit more, not like it gets hate, but it's like it's not the worst version to develop on. It's not
It's not
like it was a
1.7.
major version at some point. Create above and
Yeah,
beyond's on there. It has astral sorcery, for instance. I mean, it's the most recent astral sorcery version, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
yeah. I think
And
it's the students put 1.18 up and up. So yeah.
yeah, so like there are benefits, even if there are not too many benefits based on how you see it. It is kind of
Oh
old though,
yeah,
but it's also
I
not
mean,
112, right? I feel like 112 and everything past 112 has such a different vibe.
that's the thing about 1.16. It's like a bridge between 1.12 and the newest versions of Minecraft that people use to mod it. It sort of
Yeah.
has early versions of mods on that are currently developed for like 1.20 and whatever, and has the last versions of mods which tried to port from 1.12 but never made it past that. So it kind of has
Mm,
the best of both worlds. And then we also
yeah.
just, because of our procrastination skills, we also just develop a lot of forks, which sort
Oh my
of
goodness.
modernize, yeah, the old versions of mods
I see.
to make them look like the newer versions on the newest versions. Newer versions on the newest versions, great. Well, you know what I mean. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the
Well, I
strategy.
feel like it's not necessarily the best of both worlds. It's just the existence of both worlds, right?
Yeah,
But
that
that
makes
doesn't.
sense.
It's sometimes that's worth it. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes you want to
in the
have
future,
both
we will
astral
all
sorcery
develop
and
for
create.
yeah, yeah. In the future, I won't say in the future we will all develop for RD132211. That's clearly the best version.
Yeah. No, sorry that I had even said anything otherwise.
Yeah, because
Actually, because that's
that's
that is the
like that's
gospel
common
truth.
sense. Yeah, should be ashamed for that.
Yeah. Anyway, so what can
Anyway, yeah,
fabric
that's
do to make itself more
relevant, I guess. Yeah,
appealing?
appealing, relevant. Yeah,
I'm
so
not
that
sure.
more people will use it in the future.
I mean, I feel like I know very little about, for one, fabric, but for two, like the dev team of fabric. I mean, I'm sure there are some reasons why Quilt was made. I don't know if all those reasons are good reasons. Not that I'm making any judgments. I just don't know any of the reasons.
Audience at home, you can, if you want, you can research the fabric drama that, find a guy named Sealed, the guy who made Nitro Connector, and ask him about fabric drama. He will be happy to tell you about all about it.
Oh yeah, and also we know that our friends Mpreg and Gay Sex know about them too. So feel free to hit them up.
They're really big modded drama fans. They know all about modded drama.
Oh my goodness.
Damn, you should Google their names
anyway,
at the same
though,
time.
Yeah, I mean...
Find their blog.
What?
It's called Gay Sex Emperor. Yeah, it's comprised of their two names.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Do you have ideas about how they could, make fabric more appealing? Because I don't know.
I mean, at this point, in my opinion, they're just relying on Forge to fuck up again. To create some divide in the community again, for some people to jump over to Fabric. I think that a lot of the dev team are actually happy about the new Forge thing, because they're kind of, most of their concerns have been eliminated, so they are also in favor of that. They're not like, they don't care about Fabric necessarily, they care about the values of Fabric, some of which have been integrated in new Forge.
Gotcha, I see.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I don't really know any of the values of fabric either, other than being lightweight.
Yeah, it's like lightweightness.
I played all of Fabric 7, I think.
Awesome.
Or maybe it was all Fabric 6. Because the same server, the Discord server that the Minecraft server that All the Mods 9 was on, that I was playing before, is part of a Discord server. Yeah, and that Discord server also started up an All of Fabric server when everybody was like, hey, let's play Minecraft again. And I was like, okay, I'll play. But it really wasn't too different from Forge, other than, like, I don't know, there was Spectrum and Tech Reborn.
Yeah.
A few performance things that were better as far as I knew it, but it also had fewer mods. So
I mean, I never actually looked into all the Fabric. Does it have, like, is it an ATM style kitchen sink, or just a kitchen sink? Does it have like an end goal or whatever?
It was, as far as I know, I don't know the history behind it, but the one I played was a ATM style where it had a creative item end goal.
I see. Yeah. Well, I guess it's called all the Fabric. That would make sense.
Yeah. Well, I think it's different from all the mods because it was all of Fabric, and.
Well, I guess it's definitely by another team, but it's like.
Yeah.
It's probably inspired by all the mods.
Yeah.
Although
I think
all the
it's
mods
kind of funny. What?
I want to say that all the mods, I think, also has a Fabric pack. Let me check. Yeah, it's called All the Mods Fabric. What creative name. All the
I
Mods
see.
Fabric.
Well, I mean,
it's for 1.15.
That's not. I feel like that's not horrible.
I guess it's 1.15.
I mean, I guess it is more
horrible.
Sorry, I was gonna make another joke at modern Modpacks' expense it's
fine.
well, I mean, it's more all the mods Fabric than modern Modpacks is modern, but I guess it is kind of the same, right? It doesn't have all the
True.
fabric mods. So
Yeah. So it's yeah. I mean, might as well. There's like three
yeah, like
mods for
two,
fabric. Yeah, there are two and a
three
half
mods
mods
for fabric.
fabric.
Let's name all the fabric mods. Sodium, Tech Reborn, Spectrum.
Tech Reborn. Yeah, that's it.
And
I mean, Embeddium also now. We're not gonna talk about the Sodium
Embeddium's
Embeddium
also.
drama. Can we like joke about talking about Sodium Embeddium drama every episode, but not actually talking about it?
Sure, I know very little, and
I know a bit more. I would rather like write a blog post about that on the Modern Modpacks blog. Go check it out over at modernmodpacks.site/blog or whatever. I don't remember the domain. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I've heard that people's had lots of feelings hurt over it, which is unfortunate, but I guess that's just the way it is.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about it. Fuck that, it's the most fucking oversaturated drama in the whole fucking community. You can probably already read a lot about that.
Yeah, you can read it at GaySexMpreg, GaySexMpreg's blog, combined blog.
Anyway, I have some other topics. I guess. A little, just I don't know. It's like a topic of discussion, but I just want to mention that this week, the great mod by the name of the award-winning mod by the name of Just Enough Items has hit 400 million downloads. So,
all right,
congrats, Mez. Thank you for allowing us to use your name scheme.
Yeah, we totally asked Mez for this.
Thank you for not suing us. Doing that. Anyway. So yeah, what another topic I have. What do you think is the best place to integrate create into the pack's progression?
Oh,
without feeling like
that's a good question.
Yeah, like overtakes the whole pack.
End game. That's
True,
no.
Endgame. I wanted to say that. Well,
I mean, it's funny the idea of endgame. I mean, like, maybe if you gave someone a creative motor and you're like, this is how you do endgame now. You have a creative motor and you do everything create. Yeah. But it's like
that sounds like a fun idea. Someone should take that. Listeners at home.
It's a little goofy. Part of the reason I said it is because it seems everybody, for probably a little bit of a good reason, it feels low powered based on just the stress and kinetic systems and stuff. But so lots of people put it in early or maybe early mid game.
Yeah, but then you like get the average tech pack, or not even tech pack, average kitchen sink pack for modern versions.
Yeah, but again, what I mean is like there are some things about create that kind of make it a little bit OP compared to other things, and obviously one of the easiest ones is your power isn't. It's not like forge energy. It's not like you don't generate it and then you save it up and then you use it. It's just a constant stream.
Yeah. Except, well, there is the furnace generator, which you kind of have to give fuel for. Which I feel like it's
there was the furnace generator.
Oh yeah, they removed
now
it.
It got replaced. Yeah, it got replaced with the steam generator, which is also kind of cool.
You also have to provide fuel for that, don't you? Like water?
You only have to provide fuel if you use blaze burners, I think.
Yeah, makes sense.
Otherwise, you can just use campfires and have a low power one.
Well, yeah, I guess that's why they replaced...
you still have to fill it with water.
Yeah, I guess that's why they replaced the furnace generator, because, like, it's kind of weird for me how a stress generator in Create can be like non-constant and require some fuel. Yeah, whereas like all the others are just you just like do a couple of conditions once and fill up those tasks, and then it's just constantly providing power for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing, like with Create, is the bulk processing that it has. You can just I really like using depots and belts if I want to, for instance, smelt something without fuel with Create, because you can smelt stuff without fuel with Create.
Yeah, because you can
but if you wanted to,
like place a fan behind lava and then you blast it, like that.
Yeah. If you wanted to, you don't even need to put down. As far as I know it, there's just no limit. You could just drop. You can just stand somewhere with like mountains of sand in your inventory and then die, so that there's all of that. How many stacks would that be? What, like 37? 36 plus your offhand? Yeah, 37 stacks of sand or something. And you'd fall and you drop that into the fucking thing, the bulk blaster, like you were saying, the fan behind lava. I'm pretty sure it all just gets smelted at the same time, right?
I think it actually like goes in order. I think it first blasts I think on the conveyor belt splits it into stacks, and then the first stack first gets smelted, and then the next one. I think so. I haven't played with Kriz in a while, so I'm not.
Yeah, well, what I'm talking about is if you don't use a belt or a depot, so that they're just the item entities on the ground. I'm pretty sure it doesn't differentiate and just smelts all those at the same time.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not an expert in that field.
I know, for instance, once again on the ATM9 server that I was on before, I had again, I really like using depots because I don't want my stuff to despawn, and I don't like having stuff that could potentially lag my game sitting around either, as in like item entities on the ground. But I know my friends had just kind of dropped, like, for instance, again, sand, because glass is used for stuff like mechanism or whatever. Just dropping all of their stacks and stacks of sand as item entities on the ground in front of a fan with lava, and just having that be really, really fast compared to, I mean, not like, it doesn't like go immediately, but the amount that it went, it was basically like, 10 per second or something. I'm not sure. I've made that number up, but something like that.
Well, I mean, even if you don't use, even if you, the opposite, if you use conveyor belts or depots or whatever, you can just like place more fans and like give them more stress or whatever speed, whatever, I don't know how Create works. From last time I played with Create, it just worked like that. And it's not hard to generate like stress or whatever. You just place a bunch of fucking water wheels next to each other, or if you're lucky enough, the wind thingies. And they will just generate stress for you. Just spam these, and just like you can make a large ass smelter.
Did you say undies?
Thingies, like thing, thingies.
Thingies. Oh, okay. Thingies, you must have cut out.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you said undies.
Editor John, can you put subtitles in that part? So people know
put subtitles, make sure it says undies, and then you know how like in karaoke where there's like a dot that goes on the lyrics? Make like a tiny little tidy whities image, and then have that bounce over the subtitles.
We're not paying our editor enough to do that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be paid at all for anything regarding this.
Give up. As David said last episode, he'll give
up. Okay,
anyway.
Oh my goodness. What was the question again? Oh, Create. Where should we put into packs?
I think, like, I mean, coming back to your point about Create being OP and stuff, like with all the other mods that are too OP, like, well, extreme example, but like Avarisha, we put them
Mhm.
in end games. So like, why not put create in end games? I know that doesn't like make sense in terms of like logic. When you see the textures for create and models and shit, you immediately think like early game. But in terms of progression, in terms of how OP it is, it doesn't really fit into the end game.
Well, I feel
In my opinion.
like it's like I was saying, there are things that make it really powerful, and maybe that it deserves to be an end game, but it's it is also just like unless you have stuff that's really powerful, unless you have a lot of infrastructure put into it, it is just kind of slow, right?
Well, true,
Maybe
but
I just play
it's.
create wrong.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, it's not hard to expand creative structure. In most packs,
That's true. Yeah.
since create is early game, most of the components are shit easy to get. You
Yeah.
just like have to get some food and the maximum thing you can like. That's usually in create recipes is the fucking andesite compound or whatever it's called. So you just get a lot
Mhm.
of that, then
Andesite alloy.
automate that, and then you're like you beat the entire pack. You don't have to think anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends on. I mean, you do the you beat the create part or whatever. You beat part of the create part.
I mean, yeah, but even then, after that, you can use create to cheat over. Well, not cheat over, but like uh, the things you made for create, you can then reuse for other parts of the pack to quickly get through them without any other logistical challenges. You like just replace a couple of blocks and it becomes a different machine for a different part of the pack. That at least that what it
Ah,
was in Enigmatica 6 Expert. You could
I
do a
see.
lot of things with create that pack and you can
I
just
see.
jump over other parts of progression by using it.
That makes sense. Yeah, I know in Enigmatica 9 Expert, what they did was
I
they
remove create.
required create machines for a few things early on, but at some point you're able to just replace all of the create machines for pretty much every craft in the pack that used them. So the easiest example, of course, is the millstone, which is a sort of crusher,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, I see.
and you can just replace that with one of the other various crushers in the pack. Um,
Well, I mean, there's no real incentive to do that because most other crushers will probably require energy, and energy is just like harder to produce than stress objectively.
yeah, yeah, that's true. I know in E9E
Yeah.
the energy was one really easy to produce, or well, when you have everything automated
Yeah.
for it.
Well,
Because like when you have everything automated, it's just pretty much you're set for energy for the rest of the pack. But the other thing was that the other crushers they were one faster and two had better output. Um,
okay,
like
yeah.
the product was generally higher yield.
I guess better output does kind of disincentivize people from using create in later stages. But as for
Yeah,
speed, you can just like place a bunch of more create crushers and just separate the inputs between all of them, and that will kind of speed the
yeah,
process
yeah.
up.
I
So
mean, again, I guess it just has to do with the power thing. Like for instance, maybe um maybe part of it was also I'm stupid or something, and I only use create when it's slow, and when it's fast, I'd rather just upgrade it. Um,
well, for me
unless it's a
it's
entirely create centric pack.
yeah, for me it's an ideological thing. I hate create, so I like choose not to use it.
Oh my goodness. Well, again, in E9E, it's what was I saying? It's like the fucking the bonker, the plate presser.
Yeah,
Um, what they did was instead of it just being a single press to turn an ingot into a plate, they made it so that it was actually takes three presses to make an ingot into a plate, which
okay, I
is
guess yeah,
very slow
that does make sense.
and when you get to the metal press, the the immersive engineering metal press, or
Yeah.
later on the what is it called? The servo fucking thing from
Multi-server
thermal.
press, yeah. Server press is cool.
Multi-servo press, thank you.
Yeah.
That's so much faster and easier and better and cooler. That it becomes like it's like a night and day difference in that you just don't have to use create anymore. Um, when it's set to be that slow.
I guess. But if you're like actively looking for cheese, you can just place a bunch of water wheels and just like crank up the speed with the speed control thingy. I don't remember how it's called, to like
Yeah,
the max amount, and then like the press will probably be as fast as a servo, even with 3 presses.
I don't know if it'll be as fast, but it'll definitely be much faster. And I don't
Well,
want to
yeah,
deny that you can definitely cheese the shit out of stuff like that.
yeah. It's probably easier to create more presses from create than just create multi-servo presses. So you can just like place a bunch more water wheels, add more presses, which are easier shit to create, separate the
Yeah.
payload between all these presses, and like that would be easier than
Then it
probably
comes
setting up
the
everything.
fucking sorry
Yeah, yeah,
the
go.
lag question, which is where you
That
you
makes
have too
sense.
many gears and shit.
Yes,
It
yeah.
lags your game.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's kind of an external factor, though. It's not really within the control
That's
of
true.
the player.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. That's all we can say about Creed then.
We could probably say more. I just can't think of anything.
Yeah, me too. Kind of a similar topic I put in my little notes here. Uh, what about A2? The applied energy
What
6.
about A2?
What about A2? Yeah. What's the ideal place to put that mod in progression?
Oh, the ideal place to put that mod in progression.
Yeah.
I know I used to be so bad at inventory management, and I think I am still to a degree. I'd say, putting it really early is not something I'd be too opposed to if there are no other options for inventory management or storage management, I should say.
Yeah, same.
Um,
I think that early A2 is actually a good thing. It's weird that not a lot of packs implement that, because like a lot of players keep insisting that early A2 is actually like good and beneficial. But for some reason, a lot of pack developers still keep thinking that, ooh, it's like it solves so much problems that you gotta put it in like end game or whatever the shit. So
I
yeah,
feel like they probably have a point. I know mine is just like the self-serving thing of having trouble with storage management myself. Um,
well, I think we can agree that inventory management in Minecraft just sucks in general, and it's just not fun as a mechanic.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Um,
so well, A2 is a good solution to that. Yeah,
yeah, I
and I would
think
say,
another part of it though is like the amount of stuff. Like, what parts of A2 are you going to unlock at some point? So, I know that probably there are probably people who'd be like, like they'd be like, oh yeah, I'll let you have A2 storage. Um, oh, oops, sorry, I got distracted. I'll let you have A2 storage early on, but auto crafting I'm gonna save for the end game or something, or maybe not the end game, but mid game.
well, I guess
I'd be
that
like, yeah, okay,
can make sense. Yeah, that's what we are doing at Modpacks for never the pack that's never going to come out, which is astronomy.
yeah,
Yeah, we are putting like A2 with the fucking the terminal and the controller over at the early game, and then we're going to unlock more and more stuff uh, leading up to autocrossing in the park. Path
yeah,
progression.
yeah.
I think that's the ideal way of
Um,
doing it.
yeah, I mean, I like that. I feel like there are definitely reasons to avoid it. Um, I feel like I've heard from other people, for instance, that it AE2 may even just trivialize so much that it might not even be worthwhile putting it in at all. I mean, for instance, also um, create above and beyond again is I think it's got a fair implementation of AE2 where it's very late on, but
Yeah,
you still have what do you still have? I know you have like the occultism dimensional
you
storage that
have
I've used.
I think I'm like in the middle of a Create Above and Beyond gameplay, but I'm like the last time I was logged in was like 8 months ago. But I do have a world that I occasionally play on.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like chapter 2, I think chapter 3, somewhere in between that. And you have the pretty pipes, the mod pretty pipes, which is like for the listeners at home, it's like a pipes mod. Да. Pretty
Hmm.
pipes has like a crafting terminal you can use, which kind of sucks, but I mean it's
Yeah.
better than that not having anything. Which I guess
Pretty pipes. Oh, shitty pipes.
true. No, I made that joke. I made that joke like a year ago. I think I was talking to someone about pretty pipes, and I said shit pipes. Because like pretty pipes is a
Oh my
bad mod.
goodness.
It's like a bad mod. It's bad for performance. It's bad for everything. But
Is it?
yeah, it's the way that it handles automation. It's kind of weird, and sometimes the pipes like behave in weird ways as compared to other pipe mods, like even like Pipe Z, which I don't really like for
Hmm.
how like trivial it is to just set up a Pipe Z pipeline and throw items between different inventories. Even Pipe Z is in my opinion better than whatever the fuck Pretty Pipes is doing.
Pretty pipes. Yeah.
Pretty Pipes
Is
are
pretty
the
pipes Alpec?
modder.
Oh my god.
That's the one they
I feel
reference
like
again.
I remember pretty pipes being Alpec. Um, Maybe I should just look it up instead of like leaning back and waiting for you to answer me.
True. Pretty Pipes was in E6C as well, and that was one of the shitty parts of the pack, in my opinion.
Hmm. And yes, it is Alpec. Alpec, I.
Pack,
Sorry, I'm just.
Biome.
Um. Oh my god, I like Alpec. As far as I know it,
Yeah, Pack,
Alpec stuff
yeah.
is pretty
Sure.
good. Alpec did
No.
actual editions at Nature's Aura.
Oh yeah, I see. He's the guy behind those. Well, I mean, he's usually cooking, but this time his shit came out burnt.
Yeah. Oh
Alpaca,
my
if you're
goodness, I
watching,
feel like.
comment.
Oh, you could go.
I'm saying that if Alpaca is watching this video right now, can you comment how much we're actually wrong and how good Pretty Pipes are?
Yeah, Alpec, if you're watching, uh, I don't know. For what is it? Ingot of the Skies, for instance, the offering to the gods. There's like a funny joke, a funny in joke between me and my friends who've been playing E9E in a similar way to you playing Create Above and Beyond, where it's just been a few months where we're on and off, but we're getting to the end of the pack. Um, there's a running joke between us that the offering to the gods is just kind of sucky. Um, I guess it's an interesting automation challenge. But have you played with Nature's Aura very much before, GCat? Probably not if
I
you don't
have
like magic
in
mods.
SXC, I have like struggled with the part where you're supposed to like use it extensively. Uh,
Mm,
but yeah, I think in my opinion, it was a fun like automation challenge. Uh, yeah, but could have probably been handled in a better way.
mm. Yeah, I know in E9E you eventually have the power to replace it with, I think, a metallurgic infuser recipe.
I kind of hate how
Um,
in some packs just like introduce fun automations and then in later games that like fuck you, here's a single block gray machine that does magic, just put in a bunch of items and we'll do it for you. It's like, why the fuck did I set up this into automation then? Do that.
I feel that's like a constant debate in the Minecraft Modpack development Discord.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
that's the topic. Yeah,
yeah, people just they talk about it's like they're like, oh, I want to set up the automation, I want to keep it, and then it's kind of the similar thing that I was talking about before in E90 with create, where it's like eventually you can just replace all your create machines with stuff that does it better and less sucky. Um, but you could just keep all your create machines if you wanted to.
yeah, same. But like the
And
difference between that and this is like, create kind of solves problems in later game that you don't even think about in early game when you're just first setting up create. Whereas here it's like you solve some problem in the moment and then later they give you a solution to that same problem you've already solved for no apparent reason. Yeah, so that was my point.
I don't know what I am thinking. I think my
Sure,
brain
same.
just kind of spaced out or something.
Well, what I'm saying is like mods should solution. I fucking no solutions to problems should solve the problems in the mod. Whatever. I don't know. My brain is not working.
That's fine. I think there's probably I think oh my goodness, sometimes I have actually most of the time I have the Discord text to speech on for my active channel. So whenever I think of it, it's like the thing where it says the name, where it's like pick integration by parts, because it says the name and then the thing that the person is attached to in the Modpack development Discord. But pick integration by parts has the take that I think I agree with, which I guess I can shout him out, but I don't really know very much about him. Regardless, I feel like there's a period of time that you can.
John, don't forget to put up the screenshot of that guy's take.
Yeah, yeah. It might be from a question of the day a long time ago, but you can just talk about integration by parts or whatever. I think it's Feed the Beast. Regardless,
It's Feed the Beast Spotnet, I think. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. The take is that like there's probably a period of time after you've made an interesting automation where I think it's acceptable to be able to just have stayed, have used it. What are the words I'm saying? To have, it did what it needed to do, and then afterwards it stopped doing what it needed. I mean, it did what it needed to do, and now it's fine. You could replace it.
Well, okay, I guess I kind of agree with that. Although I still think that even if there is like a better way of automating something in terms of like better output or speed or whatever of energy efficiency, whatever, it should still not be like just a gray box that you just put items in, because that's not a fun automation. It's like you're doing it throughout the pack. It's boring. It gets boring after the third time, or the second time of automating it. So like, it should still be like fun in some ways. Maybe a multi-block or even a multi-block. A lot of the times, multi-blocks are like just a boring way to add more quote-unquote fun automation. But even multi-blocks are better than just like gray machines that you input shit in and get shit out of.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, maybe I'm like stupid. I have a stupid, dumb, idiot brain, but I am totally fine with gray box automation.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm
it's probably not amazing
I'm fine
later
with it
on,
if
but
it's in moderation. Like I'm fine if they're like if 35% of the pack is gray box automation, but like you have to like if the entire pack is just gray box automations, it's not gonna be fun.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of question of the days from the Minecraft pack development Discord server, uh, to wrap up the episode, because we've been yapping for like 2 hours, I think. Yeah, great. The editor is going to have a very fun time with this one. I've made, before the episode, I've made the script to scrape all of the questions from the QoTD channel on MPD. And I've picked out the ones which have the most comments on them. So, like, I'm gonna just say
Nice.
these are, the most controversial QoTDs ever in the history of MPD. And I've sorted them out by that and picked out the 5 most controversial ones. So I think we should go over them quite quickly, and then we'll wrap up the episode, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Should we do this also when there are more people, like Davey, for instance?
Maybe I can probably like run the script again and script like the top 10. We'll discuss these 5 again next time. Well, the time we'll have Davey on. We can discuss these 5 again, and then 5 more, which are less controversial, but still, one of the top ones. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, alright, so I'm gonna start with the 5th most controversial. It reads, do you modify vanilla content progression significantly? Why or why not? Such as altering the early game or making later things such as diamonds or even nether portals more difficult to access, or even disabling major parts of vanilla you think do not fit, such as disabling sprinting mobs or hunger. So what do you think about this, Mr. Frog?
What do I think about this?
Yeah.
I disable whatever I can, because fuck vanilla and
True.
fuck vanilla players.
Vanilla
They don't
is,
know shit.
the worst
Just kidding.
fucking game in the world. Vanilla Minecraft.
Oh my goodness.
Let's fucking kill
No,
whoever made Vanilla Minecraft with rocks. How about that?
No, what I would say is I feel like if I'm making a mod pack, I'm going to do whatever I want with whatever I can change. And if that includes vanilla, then so be it. And most of the time, if I want to make something, it will include changing a lot of vanilla. For instance, what did I do? Fucking Play with Fire, which is another packjam pack that I did a while ago. I still not finished, still not published, so nobody tried to look for it. Maybe you can ask me for it. I might be able to send you a zip, but I got rid of the tools, like stone and wood, and to get tools and shit, you have to set things on fire and explode them with explosives.
Well, yeah.
And that's the game. It's fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think like
I don't know why that came up.
Yeah, same for me. I just disable shit that I don't think fits, whether it be vanilla or modded or whatever. I've heard there are some freaks that disable like all content by default and then enable as they need them in the progression of the pack, which I think is an interesting way to just develop a mod pack. I know a lot is currently doing that with Kriz. Oh no, wait, no, he's just making a pack without. No, he's doing that. Yeah, he's disabling like all the content. So I'm really interested what will come out of that. I found the original thread where the question was posted. There are 371 answers, and you answered the same actually. One of the first answers here is yours. You actually said, I figure if my players want to play vanilla, they play vanilla, which is a great quote. I completely agree with that.
Alright. Yeah. I'm glad to know I'm consistent.
True. Right, next one. The 4th most controversial question was, let me look up how much actual messages are in the thread. Alright, I'll look it up after. I can't find it right. Anyway, it says, is there a feature so fundamentally over or underpowered that you feel like it'd be best to just disable it entirely? Example for underpowered mechanisms, seismic vibrator / reader. That stuff is so bad, I wouldn't waste my time on it if I were free. If it was free. So that was posted by
The fucking
Chief Logan. So shout out to Chief Logan for not liking mechanisms seismic vibrator. I have not played the mechanism enough to know what that is. So
the fucking seismic vibrator. I think I looked at it once while trying to develop something. What it does is you put it down. I think you power it, and then it shows you just the strip of like the vertical line of like what is under the seismic vibrator.
Oh, I remember it now.
Like you scroll down.
Goddamn, yeah, I was testing around. I was testing out stuff when developing the stages of FA, and I remember I like found it in the creative menu. I thought it was so garbage and so fucking useless.
It's very funny. It's very, like, what the use case for it is, I have no fucking clue. Maybe if you were, I don't know, doing, like... No, I can't think of it. I was thinking maybe astral sorcery mining for crystals, but you use the wand for that, and even if you, like, get there, there's no real point to getting the exact, coordinates X and Z for which it's on. It's just... I don't know why you would use it.
Yeah, sure. It's like, why the fuck? There are much better ways, even if you're not like, if you're like that kind of guy who says like, ooh, using coordinates is fucking cheating, disable the fucking F3 menu. You can just like, there's like the scanner from the scannable mod. It's just that it just does a much better job of achieving the same goal as this same vibrator.
Yeah. Seismic fucking vibrator.
Sucks.
It's very goofy.
So anyway, I found a thread. It has 437 messages, and I found your response again. You said that you like anything overpowered or underpowered because it just means I have to think hard about how to put it into progression. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah. That kind of.
That makes sense. I feel like that's probably, like, I was just about to say I think maybe I've considered like making the seismic vibrator not like required to use, but like
that'll be the most fucking part
but
in the
like
world.
What would you I don't know what you would gain from being required to use the seismic vibrator.
Pain.
Like it's you. Maybe you can find that there's a cave under you or something. I just don't know. But maybe if you used it in like the recipe for the digital miner, or like you were saying, the fucking scanner from Scannable or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alright. You also yapped a lot about whatever decoration or whatever. I'm not gonna read all that. There's too much words. Listeners at home, if you want to see more of Frog's opinion on decorations and them being underpowered or the shit, look up the question of the day from what's the fucking American format? Wait, April 7th, 2024 on the Minecraft pack development Discord server.
I'm looking up the seismic vibrator.
You should read the Emperor Gaysex blog post about the seismic vibrator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the seismic vibrator situation is insane.
Oh, yeah, this is interesting stuff. I remember my opinion on this. It was kind of unrelated. It was like, I think I was complaining about sniffers or something. I was like, why the fuck would I get sniffers to get like a single decoration block? You know?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean that's kind of related. Sniffers are kind of underpowered. They're kind of useless.
Yeah, like, and frogs to get frog lights or something.
Yeah,
Like, you know, I don't really play vanilla, but
which mob vault did from which mob vault did we get the sniffer? What's the one with,
I don't remember.
look it up because there was a better, I think it was better expensive at that time. Oh wait,
Was it?
the sniffer wasn't from a mob vault, right? They just started it.
I don't.
I think they just
I don't
started it.
remember.
Yeah. Well, no, it was
Oh, I
from a
feel like
mob
the
vault.
sniffer was some.
It was from a mob vault.
Yeah.
God, I'm so glad they stopped doing this. Well, I mean, no, I mean, I'm not glad they stopped doing this because I can't. We can't make content out of that anymore. Yeah.
I honestly, I just don't really care. I don't play vanilla, you know.
Yeah, same for me.
If I wanted like the isologer, I'd just find a mod that adds it.
I did care about the mob vault up until I think the LA vault. I think the LA vault. Yeah, that was the last Minecraft live I actually watched live. Yeah, after that I started playing. I became a 100% modded player. Every inch of my body.
I think the only time I really watched Minecraft live was like because it was, I forget if it was after or before. I think it was right after the fucking Steve Minecraft and Smash Brothers presentation.
That wasn't that wasn't revealed in Minecraft Live. That was revealed in the fucking Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, no, but it was the one that was right after that Nintendo Direct. I remember I ended up watching that Minecraft live.
I mean, yes, so the same year. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the vote where the sniffer won. The other options were a rascal or a tough golem. I don't remember any of them, so yeah, these are irrelevant. I have no idea what they actually supposed to do. Whatever. Fuck vanilla. Shit vanilla. We don't care about
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, I guess we should. I guess I should also answer the question. I mean, I have no opinions. Well, I guess it's the same as for the previous question. I'm just gonna disable if I don't need it. If I can think of a fun mechanic for it, I will adapt it to the progression of the mod pack. But if not, I'm just fuck it over. Anyway, the third most controversial question of the day. Let me look up the thread for this one because I wanna look up for this one. It was on January 11th, 2023. Actually, so damn, 2 years ago. It has 460 responses, and the question is, how do you define an expert pack? What are some defining qualities that are present in a majority of expert packs that are the foundations of the genre?
I don't know if I put anything on this one, because I don't even know if I really interacted with MPD at this point, but I know
you probably weren't here. Maybe I even wasn't here when this question was asked. I don't see a response here. So. Yeah.
I know. What would I say? I'd probably just say that there's progression. There's enough progression or something.
Yes.
That's just how I would define it. But I know it's like different people have different takes on it.
Yeah, same for me. I think that we should standardize the definition of an expert pack. It's just a pack that has progression in it, because that's that's what people have been using for ages. Most people have been using for ages.
Well, some people would disagree, though. I feel like. I mean, I guess it's not as much as people who might disagree on the definition of kitchen sink, which I kind of define it as something that isn't an expert pack.
Yeah,
right?
Same. I want to say the same thing. Kitchen sinks are anti-expert packs. in terms of
Yeah.
progression. Yeah, well, some people just define expert packs as hard packs, which I think they're dumb. Like, just say hard pack. It's not hard to say hard
Yeah.
pack.
But then I guess if someone were to be like, why do you define expert packs as progression packs? Just say progression packs. And I would probably tend to agree. I'd be like, yeah, I'd like to use progression pack as to represent a
Yeah,
progression pack, but
but
expert is just the nomenclature, you know?
I think, God, this is the Enigmatica episode this now. I think the term expert pack was actually made by the people who came up with that term were the Enigmatica team with Enigmatica 2 expert. I think that was the first pack that actually used like the word expert in its name to describe how the progression worked.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was an Infinity Evolved expert in 1.7.10.
Look it up. Maybe you're right. I thought it was just Infinity Evolved. Because people usually call it just Infinity Evolved. Alright, yeah, it's just called Infinity Evolved, but I guess it has like an expert version. The version, well, the mode you can enable in the pack itself is called expert mode. So, yes,
Yeah.
I guess they made it. But again, that doesn't change my point. Like, if people have been using the term expert pack since 1.7, I think it kind of makes sense to keep using it at this point. I guess progression packs and expert packs as terms are just like synonyms. You can use both.
That's what I would say. But again, some people would be like, "Oh, well, there's a progression pack, but it's not that hard, so it's not an expert pack." And I would be like, I mean, I guess I would still call it an expert pack.
Yeah,
but
same. Yeah, I mean, is create above and beyond an expert pack?
I'd say it is because I think it's a progression pack. I don't think it's as hard as obviously, for instance, like fucking GTNH or something.
Yeah, same for me. Even though, did you know that Gregtalk New Horizons actually is a Kishi Sync pack? That's what it says in the description on CurseForge. Or at least that's what it said in the description on CurseForge. Because the term Kishi Sync is, I think, more divisive because in the old days they actually had a different definition for Kishi Syncs. They weren't anti-expert packs. They could be Kishi Sync. Pack.
Yeah, I mean, I figure the basic original or the definition that it probably is based on is the phrase "everything but the kitchen sink," in which it's just everything, like lots of stuff.
I mean, yeah. But nowadays, I think we should just, like, as a community, agree to pin the definitions of expert packs as progression packs and Kishi things as antonym to that, as the opposite of that.
I mean,
that would be beneficial for everyone.
I feel like there are people who aren't me who would protest and be like, "Oh, but I think it doesn't make sense as a definition," and I would be like, "I mean, I think it makes sense as a definition."
They're dumb.
See that
and
you
bad.
don't. Are they worse than vanilla players?
Yeah, and we're always right on this podcast.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Anyway, let's move on to the second question. Quite topical. We talked about this one last time, actually. Let me look up the thread again to tell you how much answers there are, and I think there is an answer from you because it's quite recent.
Is this about kids with cancer or something?
Yeah, something like that. Well, almost.
I don't know if that's too bad. I remember when I talked about like the joke about me and the kids with cancer was that I was a horrible person, and that's the butt. Therefore, I'm the butt of the joke. But I don't want to be like, oh yeah, we disrespect people who are in deep troubling pain on this podcast. I don't want to. That shouldn't be our public image.
Alright. Anyway, the question was asked on November 28th, 2024, so just 3 months ago. It has 634 replies. It's the second most replied question in the entire a question of the day forum channel, and reads, what do you think about the use of AI in mod or modpack development? Does your opinion change depending on the use case? Generative code versus promotional images versus an AI description on CF. And before you answer anything to that, I'm going to just read out your answer from the day the question was asked. You said, quote, AI bad, quote.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Then you yapped a lot more about that, but like, who cares?
That makes sense. That's also what I said last episode too, right? I said AI bad, and there was a clapping sound effect.
Yeah, because I answered that. Because I fucking hated the last episode, that was a pain. Yeah, well, I agree. I think we've discussed this quite through the last episode, and I don't think we have anything to add this time.
I mean, I know I probably said something along the line. I feel like I remember what I said back then.
You said something about, or it was Kriz that said something about like bicycles and fucking RC cars.
Yeah, no, it was me. I said the thing about RC cars. It's like I feel like it's not the exact same as other sorts of tools. I mean, it could arguably count as a tool, of course, but for me, again, it's less like riding a bike and more like bringing an RC car to the skate park or whatever where people are riding bikes. You're not exactly doing the same thing as everybody else.
Oh yeah, I do agree with that. Although I think the only two uses of AI that I can kind of see the reasons behind are like when you use them instead of search engines, because search engines, for example, Google sucks. Well, the modern Google search engine sucks, and so AI is much better at finding information quite quick. Although sometimes they hallucinate, so you shouldn't rely on the information fully. You should always fact check things based on multiple sources. And then the second use of AI that I can kind of understand is AI code generation, but like when you don't use it for the entire project, you just sort of use it for parts of it. You don't generate 100% of your code. When you're stuck on some bug, you can ask the AI to generate the code instead of you. And
sorry.
Yeah, you go.
I was just gonna say, I feel like in both of those cases, I probably would still like. Of course, I could be like, yeah, Google fucking sucks. No disagreement there. But I feel like in that case, I would still probably be like, even excluding all the ethical thoughts that people might have about AI and what it takes from and the energy required for it and stuff like that. Aside from all that, I feel like for me, it's there's something about like, I don't know, like the work that you put in being worth something. I think I might be stupid though. This might just be a personal thing.
It makes sense. I guess so. Well, yeah, personally, if we're just talking about ethics, then yeah, I guess like no real use of AI is ethically clean 100%. So.
Well, I mean, there's arguments to be made that like there's a bunch of things that aren't going to be ethically clean regardless of what we do about them, but that I don't think is too important to address. I feel like the other thing is that the hallucination of an AI in place of a search engine is also just going to make it worth, like, why not just use the search engine in the first place, given that the search engine doesn't suck to the degree where you can fact check information that you would be getting from the AI, right?
Well, I mean, sometimes like it's easier to first ask an AI, get an answer to a question, and then like Google, is this thing true? Because for some reason search engines like give you more results if you do that instead of just asking the question to the search engine. Because
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. And then the other thing, sorry, I just wanted to talk about that. It was. People were talking about this before. In MPD, AI comes up, not like really often, but often enough that the idea of rubber ducking, I think it was, where you know, based on the concept of talking to a rubber duck to try to have something to bounce your ideas off of,
Oh yeah, I remember
um,
that. Yeah, I remember.
where you can just do that with an AI, and that is not really going to be terrible. It's not a terrible use of AI.
I mean, the only thing is that every time you ask AI a question like 3 trees burned down or whatever the fuck, the energy cost is so like high.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah, and that's
you gotta
again,
keep that in mind.
that is like, yeah, the three trees burning is part of the ethical stuff that I was saying.
Yeah,
You know, this is ignoring that. If you put that into the picture, then it's probably not worth it.
yeah, you probably should like go live in a cave if you don't want to burn trees down because like you still use energy even if you don't use AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I just want to add that based on the things I said before, I actually implemented a policy among modern Modpacks members to not use AI. So yeah, I'm ethically correct, and I'm always a good person. Never done anything wrong in
Yeah.
my life. Anyway,
Yes, yeah.
so for
You know,
yeah,
if you go to Gay Sex Mpreg's blog,
yeah, they talk a
you'd
lot
be able
about
to
AI.
find that they'll be able to tell you that GCat has never once done anything wrong in his life.
Yeah, that's true because that's just a true fact. You can ask AI and Google, and they will say the same thing, even though they like hate me. But,
Yeah.
you know.
And if they don't say the same thing, that's just another AI hallucination.
True.
Really, Gay
And
Sex
propaganda
Mpreg
as well.
is where you get the propaganda. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The if you don't get your information from looking up Gay Sex Mpreg, then you are
True.
missing out.
True. You're not immune to propaganda if you don't read Gay Seconds Emperor blog. Anyway, so yeah, for the last question of this recording, the most answer to the most replied to question of the day on MPD, very exciting, is a post from October 28th, 2023, so also 2 years ago. Yeah, well, one and a half, whatever. It has a whopping 850 responses, and it goes like, what is a very common mod that you see in a lot of packs that you dislike? Can be for any reason, but please keep it respectful. As we can see from the 850 replies, they did not keep it respectful.
Oh my god.
So yeah, your reply is not here because it's too early in the timeline before you joined MPD, you know. Can you guess which?
I think I joined actually a long time ago, but didn't
Yeah, I think
talk
it was.
very much at all.
I think your first message was in like 2024. So yeah, this was before.
Yeah, but I didn't actually talk. I've been in the space, the area for like a long time before I actually said anything in there. I'm pretty sure.
Makes sense. I also sometimes join communities and then not talk to them, and then yeah, sometimes I'm just.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. So can you guess which mod was mentioned here the most?
Probably create, right?
Yeah, the first reply and the second reply and the fourth reply and the fifth reply, and also I said create as well. All of them said create.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's a lot of discussion about that and shit. I'm not gonna read all that. Wayne Miner is mentioned at some point. Fucking Applying Energy 6, someone said. They were good. I think we should kill them with rocks. Spice of Life. Spice of Life was mentioned by Computerizer. That makes sense, I guess. Spice of Life is really hard to implement into a pack.
I feel like for me,
yeah,
there's actually very few mods that I dislike to the point of being like, oh, I don't like how this mod is in this pack. Like I can't even think of one. At most, it's like I'll be like, oh, I dislike how the pack developer implemented this mod in this pack. Maybe something like Tough as Nails, I'm not a huge fan of.
Well, from
I was thinking Lycanites.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
yeah.
don't know, Lycanites, honestly, the thing that bothers me most is the textures and models. So if the textures and models are changed, like in that resource pack that I know exists, then I'd probably be fine with it.
Well, well, there are two standpoints for me. As a player, I don't really hate any mods that are integrated properly into Modpacks. But as a developer, I fucking hate proprietary closed source mods in general.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
and I'm creator, but we've talked enough about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's just kind of implied. Where if a mod is shit, generally, partially because like M creator being an example of why a mod could be shit. But if a mod is shit, we probably won't like it.
Yeah, true. That's yeah.
Uh,
That's the most uncontroversial thing you said today. I feel like both of
um,
us. That's the most controversial thing both of us said. Uh,
goodness.
yeah.
Yeah.
And but like this is kind of response that I gave. I think someone already mentioned that in a newer QoTD where the question was just in general which types of mods people don't like, and yeah, proprietary mods was one of the top answers here.
Yeah. I think also again like mods that just kind of are like a pain in the ass to configure to some
Yeah,
degree.
same.
Like
Cause yeah,
I
it's
know people were a little up in arms about I like supplementaries, so I this just kind of is like a nothing to me. Maybe it's because my bias, but the rope thing where they had like a
yeah the
snarky
rope
message,
thing.
it's like, why are you going to disable our rope?
Yeah,
You could just use the
for
data
the
pack or
listeners at
whatever.
home, there was a situation with the supplementaries there for where he made a config option basically do nothing. Well, the config option was supposed to disable the rope in that mode, and the developer got really big baby mad about people always choosing ropes from other mods instead of his rope, and made the config option do nothing, and instead put the largest message saying how much he hates people disable his rope.
No, I
Yeah,
think it was more about just the ability to use a data pack or something.
something like that. Yeah, but
But I don't know.
data packs,
Probably both.
yeah, in my opinion, data packs, like, why do data packs are hard to implement? Like, here I can just, like, press one
Yeah,
button or just change one config value and it's disabled, whereas
yeah.
data packs I have to write
Again,
bullshit.
I'm biased because I like supplementaries and I like supplementaries rope. I like their
Oh, I
implementation.
mean, yeah, they're good,
Um,
doing that, but, I mean, people
the
should
other
also
one,
have issues.
yeah, yeah. The other one is Blue Skies does not have a tag for um making its making tools work in there. So if you are a mod pack developer, you have to like mix in or use another mod, or else you're just kind of shit out of luck in terms of making things proper there. And
Isn't Blue Skies just in general just shit when it comes to compatibility? I've heard something like that on the Keytrace Discord server. Like people were discussing
I've heard
Hammer.
like I've enjoyed it as a player again,
Yeah,
kind of like what you were saying, but as far as I know it, yeah, it can be pretty shit in terms of compatibility.
yeah, because
Um,
another mod I want to mention, Hammerlib, which is a library required for the that one fucking whatever some solar panel mod. What's it called? Solar something reborn. You know the mod.
Solar Flux
Yeah, Solar
Reborn.
Flux reborn. Yeah, thank you. It requires Hammerlib to work, and Hammerlib is a nightmare for compatibility, from what I've heard from QGIS developers. It's kind of a meme at this point how like intrusive its mixins are. Is There are a lot of intrusive mixins inside of Hammerlib, and QGIS devs were not really happy about that. So there was a long back and forth between
Hmm.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've suggested before. I think they should have just like mixed into Hammerlib and removed their mixin, which was mixing into QGIS and making it behave and shit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. So I hate mods. Oh, that are proprietary.
You hate all
I
the
hate
mods,
all the
and
mods.
not just.
Yeah, as we
You
discussed.
hate every single
Yeah, as we
mod.
discussed before, I hate all of the mods because all the mods sucks. The pack sucks, I mean, and all the mods suck as well, just like in general. And vanilla players
Every
suck.
single mod is bad.
Yeah, and Minecraft sucks in general.
Some mods are just worse than others, but vanilla is the worst of all. Is what we're learning.
Yeah,
right?
that's the conclusion for this episode. They all suck.
Yeah.
Everybody sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we should end it here then.
Yeah. Hopefully, Davey will feel better later.
Yeah. Hopefully he will
Soon.
be here next time, and next time we'll also have a very special guest. So we should, well, how the fuck do I tease him before without like giving out who it is?
What?
How the fuck do I tease the?
I don't know.
Guest?
I don't even know who it is. Like I can probably figure it out by looking in one of the channels where it says who it is, but I don't know, and I don't really mind not knowing. I'll just be pleasantly surprised when it happens.
I'm just gonna say that it's a person who developed a very famous, quite famous mod pack on the Minecraft pack development Discord server, which ends in dog. Here's your spoiler.
Yeah,
the teaser.
The Super Dog Game Minecraft mod pack where you play as a dog and you
and Knuckles.
Plus, yeah.
Sure.
Where now that pack is a pack that does not have any mods that are bad, which is wild because every single mod is bad.
Holy shit! Wait,
and it's built on top of vanilla, which is horrible.
Isn't a mod pack with no mods actually vanilla?
Well, no, because it also might have Forge or Fabric or something.
Sure.
No, I don't know.
We hate Fabric though. We already discovered that we hate Fabric.
Yeah. Fabric is the worst.
Yeah. Well, Forge.
It's even worse than every mod. I don't even wear Fabric when I go outside in the winter. I'm in the nude in the winter at all times because of how deeply I loathe Fabric.
I instead wear fucking anvil or whatever the fucking Forge.
Yeah, I wear anvils.
Maybe the dog mod pack is made based on PSMC. You will find out next time. Maybe it's the first PSMC.
Well, farewell, everybody.
Everybody, I mean all of our 0 listeners on Discord. This was
yeah, but people might enjoy it on the YouTube or whatever, so it's fine.
Hopefully we won't get cancelled again.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks
all right,
for
bye.
listening. Bye.